Welcome to my YouTube channel Diamond Storyline. Today, we dive into a terrifying airborne nightmare, a supernatural flight no one wants to be on. This is Dark Flight 407, a Thai horror film that explores the trauma, guilt, and vengeance haunting the skies. Buckle up. This is going to be a turbulent ride. Our story begins with a flashback, a haunting memory from 10 years ago. Flight attendant Nu was working on Flight 407. Everything seemed normal, until tragedy struck. Something unexplainable caused the aircraft to crash. Screams, panic, and blood filled the cabin. Nu survived, but barely. The guilt of what happened that day never left her. Fast forward to the present. Nu has just returned to work after a long psychiatric leave. She's trying to recover from the trauma, but her return is not easy. Her fellow crew members whisper behind her back, wondering if she's fit to be flying again. Flight 407 is back. A new plane, a new flight plan, but the number and route remain the same. Nu is shocked to learn she's assigned to this flight again. Same number, same destination, Bangkok to Phuket. With unease in her chest, she boards the aircraft. The new crew is a mix of skeptical professionals and rookies. Some believe Nu is cursed. The passengers include monks, teenagers, a businessman, and a family, each with their own stories. But the energy on the flight is eerie from the start. Lights flicker, strange noises echo through the plane, and the atmosphere grows cold. Mid-flight, the horror begins to unfold. As the plane reaches cruising altitude, things go wrong. One passenger suddenly starts acting possessed, screaming in terror and clawing at the walls of the plane. Another hears whispers from the overhead compartments. Shadows crawl across the cabin when the lights dim. In the lavatory, a young girl sees blood dripping from the mirror. The oxygen masks fall, but there's no turbulence. No technical error. Just fear. Nu begins seeing visions of the dead passengers from her last flight. A child she couldn't save appears, whispering her name. Panic spreads as passengers begin dying mysteriously, one by one, with no logical explanation. The pilot tries to reroute, but the instruments fail. Radio contact is lost. The flight is now trapped, not in airspace, but between the realms of the living and the dead. Nu realizes that this flight is being haunted by the spirits of the victims from the crash 10 years ago, and they want closure. But they're not just haunting, they're seeking vengeance. One of the crew members had a secret. Back then, during the original crash, there was sabotage. Someone had tampered with the plane to escape a financial scandal. That act doomed them all, and now the spirits demand justice. The crew turns on each other as fear mounts. Trust disintegrates. But Nu fights to stay strong. She begins talking to the spirits, begging for forgiveness, and promising to bring the truth to light. The plane is now descending, but into what? The ghosts become more aggressive. Blood floods the aisles. The fuselage creaks as though something is tearing it apart from within. One by one, passengers are dragged away into the void. Nu faces the spirit of the child again. This time, she doesn't run. She embraces her guilt, apologizes, and tells the truth, to the crew, to the passengers, and to herself. The truth finally sets her free. As the remaining passengers hold hands in terror, the plane emerges from a thick black cloud and lands safely. They all survive. But when emergency crews board the plane, they're shocked to find that only a handful of passengers are present. Everyone else is gone, vanished without a trace. In the aftermath, Nu finally leaves her job. The trauma is too much. But in her heart, she knows she helped some souls find peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intense movie recaps and chilling storylines.